I just want to make a quick video to say that even though things don't look so great for Square Enix right now, that even when they were in their prime during the PS2 days when they were Squaresoft, they were in worse financial trouble than now. And that I think that's encouraging because at the time I thought they worked harder at making their games. Now they're all about like smartphones and stuff because that's where the money's at. But they worked harder and more creative back then. Now it's just kind of I feel like they lost some of that. So I think the problem with Square Enix today comes more from like them being sellouts than like them being like in trouble as a company like financially because they were in a worse state in their prime in the PS2 days. So at least I thought that was their prime. I know a lot of people might say it was before that, but because in 2001, Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within flopped at the box office in 2001, and it was the best animation in any movie at the time, 2 years before Finding Nemo. And I didn't even see the movie; I just saw the trailer, and they had to be saved by Sony, who partially owned them. They bought like shares in SquareSoft, and then 2002, my favorite game, Kingdom Hearts, came out, and then 2003, Enix merged with Squaresoft and saved them. It seemed like they were always in financial trouble in their prime. So Square Enix right now, I know they've made a lot of changes to their business and their company, but and it is there is concern there. Like why are they doing this? But it's to save money, obviously. Like selling all those IPs and saying they're not going to fully own studios anymore. Like it's to save money, and obviously making it all these smartphone games because that's where the money's at, especially in Japan. It looks like. But they're going to do what they feel is best. Oh, yeah, NFTs, blockchain. I'm still not a fan of that, but I think they're trying to catch on to trends. It's where the money's at, though. It's a business. I just hope that Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, Kingdom Hearts 4. As a Kingdom Hearts fan, I hope those games are good. I'd actually, want them to be great, of course. Um, but I know the hope now is like, will they be? I don't know. Like I don't know where the hope. I don't know where the hope is at. I don't know. I don't know. You don't know until you play it. And yes, we're living in a different time now when video games take longer to make and they cost more money to make. So it's just it's not the same anymore. There are more smartphone games, less console games per franchise per generation. We used to get like 2 or 3 games in a franchise in one generation. Now it's like one. It's one or zero. It's one. Yeah, it's definitely a change. I'm talking about console like numbered titles. I'm talking about. So it's definitely less if we're focusing on the numbered console games in a franchise. It's less than normal. That's why these video game events don't have any announcements. I think that's the reason. They barely announce anything anymore at these events that people care about. Um, yeah, like look at this month, September. Like they had multiple opportunities to show what a lot of these developers, not just Square Enix, what they've been working on, and a lot of them did not do it. And a lot of people are disappointed. So I feel like that's where the video game industry is at right now. And you would think like with the technology they have that they would like use that as an opportunity to make like more like even games even more amazing than they did on like PS2, but they're not doing that. Maybe like in parts. Maybe parts of games are like that, but the whole game's not like that now. And I just feel like that's the difference. And I hope the creativity and like that feeling of like I just played a complete game. I hope that comes back. I'd like to see that come back. I don't know if it will, but I want to stay optimistic. And as far as Square Enix being acquired goes, while it does kind of look like they were setting themselves up for it, I don't know if they're going to. I don't know if Sony has enough money to do that. because they're making these other acquisitions. Microsoft is still. They said they want to go into the Japanese market, like have a bigger. Um, they want to have like they want to not flop in Japan. There we go, not flop in Japan like they always do. So yeah, they don't like no one in Japan cares about Xbox. Like nobody, pretty much. It's a major flop, and they want to grow in Japan. I don't know if Square Enix would be the answer to that. I feel like a lot of people would not want them to do that, but we'll see what happens to Square Enix. Because Square Enix is not private like Bethesda, they're public, so it'd have to be a bidding war. And we all know, like, I mean, Microsoft tried to acquire Squaresoft in 1999, and then Squaresoft wanted more money. Microsoft said, "Never mind." That was the end of that. That's when they were starting Xbox. That's when they acquired Bungie at the time for Halo. Uh, but who knows what's going to happen? I know Microsoft right now with the Activision Blizzard situation, they have hurdles to get through before it's finalized. But here we go, people. Let's watch together because I cannot see into the future. I said this would be short and it wasn't. Later.